because the little boy that I was working with, he would actually take a blanket and he would put it over a table and he would crawl inside under the blanket and completely, seemingly shut me out. And at first, I thought my goal was to play because my history was playing with kids and teaching kids, right? So I was like lifting up the blanket, I was trying to talk to him, I was trying to go in his blanket, I was just doing everything I could to try and engage him. And the more I did it, the more deeply he immersed himself into his world, to the point where he was literally hiding from me. And so the mom said to me, next time you go in the playroom, actually, why don't you try and get your own blanket and set up your own table, like next to him, and go inside your own blanket like he is, and try and find something that you love about it. And so I went in and I was like, okay, so I don't need to try and get him to change. I need to do what he's doing with authenticity. And so that's exactly what I did. And this child would never connect with me. He was running away from me. He was doing anything he could to kind of escape my presence. And so I go in and I'm thinking about what she said, just put a blanket over a table, go inside, try and find something you love. And so I got these two chairs, put this blanket over, crawled inside this tiny little space. And I'm thinking, find something you love, find something you love, find something you love. And at that moment, the sunlight started coming through the blanket. It was like a crochet blanket, and the sunlight was coming through in this shaft, and it looked like gold. And I noticed that the dust was dancing in the light, and it looked like angels or fairies or something, right? And I was like, well, that's kind of cool. She said, find something you love. So I'm just going to hang out here and watch this gold dust. And I lost track of time. I don't know if I was there for 5 minutes or for 30 minutes because I was completely in the moment. And that's when I felt a little noise and a movement. And it was the little boy, Robert, and he was opening up the blanket that I had created. And he came inside and he looked deeply into my eyes for the first time ever. And he crawled up next to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, is this really happening? And he put his arm around me and he laid there and he spooned me. And he looked
What?
into my eyes like this and he giggled. And we were just looking in each other's eyes. And it was the strongest connection I think I had ever had with anyone. And I didn't do anything at all to coerce that, or to make that happen, apart from not needing him to come to me in any way and trying to get inside his head and his shoes and his experience, and to even deepen it, to find something I loved about it. And